EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Boston Championship. That is just a beautiful shot. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Here we are at the 16th now, looking at just over 160 yards.
You can sense the fear, can't you?
Good chance again. Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Even par, currently.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, 412 yards on the card doesn't look like a whole lot, but
It can play a little longer, because really you've got to play it down the right. Don't play it as a dogleg. Just go point A and then point B.
good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Chance to get it close here. On the green, a chance for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, the 18th here at TPC Boston. This is one of the most exciting finishing holes in golf.
It was changed a couple of years ago, and it's such a better hole now. Two little bunkers right in front of you, 270 yards. But if you want to like a litmus test, that one on the right, Bubba Watson can carry that.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
Headed for the bunker? Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Great knees, great hands in this shot.
Yeah, touch. You have to have that feel. You have something between the ball and the club face, so it's a different feel, but you also have to have imagination. And that's where the men separate themselves from the boys. That was just a beautiful bunker shot.
That's skill right there. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He was fooled a little bit on that one, Frank. Nudge this one home, finish it up. So with that, the score is now at even par. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Boston Championship. Frank, look at that one. How it just blistered that tee shot.
That has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That would be a great look at birdie. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Coverage continues at EA Sports. Let's go out now to our featured golfer at the 13th. Frank, it's been a pretty good performance to this point in the second round. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think, they'll have to take extra club, and this will not be easy. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Let me try up next. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey, drop shot here at the 13th. This would give him a bogey. Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, the 14th, a shortish 495-yard hole.
Only because it's downhill. If you can get that ball running down the fairway, then it certainly sets up a good second shot into this stout par 4. I'm loving that balance.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Now at 2 under par for the tournament. Settled over the ball here at the 15th, 421 yards on this par 4.
Uphill, you can see everything that you have to avoid. Find the green grass in between. Goes after it like he is.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it.
Oh, huge with a capital R.
Busted that.
That's an absolute beauty.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, friends.
Rather nice shot.
So, just a beautiful approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Boston Championship.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of mine.
Well, it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. This, the second shot here at the par 4. Will he try again here today? You always like that. Count it as a birdie. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green, and it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
Good-looking shot right here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
See, momentum moving in the right direction. Now, that'll put the smile back on the face.
Frank, the 17th here at TPC Boston underwent quite a radical change.
Yeah, that renovation and that redesign that they did, it changed the character of the hole, but they still kept that big mound in the middle of the green. So that second shot is still punishing if you misjudge it.
And players nursing the lead, they might want to think about playing it safe down the right side, but if you're trying to make up some ground, you could try to fly the church pews that divide the fairway into two sections, and that would give you a nice short wedge in.
Yeah, give you a short wedge in, but really the risk, is it worth it?
Inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Shouldn't be a problem here. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, the 18th here at TPC Boston has generated a lot of buzz through the years, hasn't it?
It has, and those changes have just made this finishing hole so much better. The fact that they've narrowed up the front of the green, they've made that left side more severe. Now you can't bail out on the left. If you do, it's an awful little pitch or even a putt up the hill.
The addition of that putt bunker, Frank, how has that changed the hole?
Well, if you stray off the tee or find one of those bunkers with your tee shot, you really have to be aware of exactly the distance that little pot bunker is away. Because if you just sort of whack it out of the bunker and lay it up there, you find the next bunker, then you're in trouble. Oh, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. His third here at the par 5. Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
Frank, you've been there at so many tournaments around the world. One round to go, a chance to win. What's that feeling like?
Oh, this is the fun part, knowing whether or not your body can handle the situation. You've got to push it to the limit. But that's what sport and golf is all about. Trying to do something that you've dreamed of for so long.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Boston Championship. Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here. We're safely on deck.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
In for par. Here we are at the 16th now, looking at just over 160 yards.
You can sense the fear, can't you?
This one looks right on point. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament. Just 2 holes left to play here at TPC Boston. Frank, we're on to the 17th, and what can you tell me about this 412-yard par 4?
It looks like a dogleg left, but you don't play it that way. Hit it straight down towards that bunker on the right side. Then the second shot's downhill.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
And that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. On to the finishing hole here at TPC Boston. What can we expect, Frank?
Drive down the left side, and then it's all about the second shot. Nice.
Looks good. He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And Rich, we just sit back and relax there. I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Beautiful shot. That is tough.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Whacking him and stacking him. That's 12 under par now through the tournament. Frankie, was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the home of the Wells Fargo Championship, where the likes of Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, and long-hitting J.B. Holmes have all won. It was first opened for play in 1961. It has really grown through the years, and it is now played by the best in the world. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novel of EA Sports. Let's jump down to the golf course. On the green, I'm looking at a birdie opportunity. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Been some outstanding shot making to this point. Let's see what's happening now as we resume the action at the 7th.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip.
Oh, huge with a capital F.
Busted that. Frank, that one is long, and it is straight.
Well, in baseball, that's a home run. In golf, that is a huge advantage over everybody else that plays the game. You imagine just teeing up on every hole knowing that you've got 20 or plus yards over your fellow competitors.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
at awkward length.
So the short miss, and those are painful. This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it. You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy, featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line.
Computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
And it's a long way to the hole for him. Never easy. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fellas have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4. Beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
But this will require a good strike of the golf ball. It's a pretty long shot into this par 4 ninth. Oh, this could be good. Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We are set at Quail Hollow for the backside, the 10th hole, Frank, 469 yards.
And a nice par 5 where a good drive means that you can reach this par 5 in 2. Just trying to avoid that bunker down the left. Second shot's going to play a little downhill.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Pure strike. Good result.
That is close.
That is an eagle with a capital E. It is exciting and into the top 5.
Good jump up the leaderboard.
Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Wow, I thought he made that. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it was going to hurt the course.
Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. And we welcome you to one of the most popular golf courses on the PGA Tour. It is Quail Hollow. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, it is just starting to heat up out on the golf course. Fans are streaming in, anticipating a highly contested event with the best golfers in the world.
One reason the fans love this course so much, Rich, the green mile. It's fine to have a good golf course, but it's got to have a great finish. It's got a great finish, then it becomes a great golf course. Quail Hollow has that great finish of 16, 17, and 18.
Frank, second shot here at the par 5-7. You having a go at this one?
Yes, but you still have to respect the water and the trouble around, so anything slightly left of that flag is fine. Oh, this is right at it.
From that man. And getting ready for the putt.
Yeah, great effort. A little too strong. Didn't take the break.
He's got a birdie chance now coming back. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday. Time for another one today. A real threat now. Another birdie. And 9 under for the tournament. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par 4s, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting the driver is try and sort of bend that tree just left of the green. And the reason why is when you've got to pitch up the direction of the green, this is a really narrow green.
pace of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. The hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway.
Frank, what's ahead now on this approach shot at the long par 4 9th?
Well, what's in favour for the player, Rich, is the fact that both the left and the right side of the green slope back towards the middle. So you can almost use them like sideboards.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
He'll need to be strong with this. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close.